simple one. Thank you, Tang. So it just say like security, this is full because security market is part of like financial markets. And you can put like financial markets, including like money market and capital markets or money market and security market. So that's done for the explanations. No need to answer more. So thank you, Tang, for that one. False, because security market is part of the financial market. The second one, so sure, this one false, right? Because this one is considered as which? Indirect or direct financing? Why? What could you say about the second one? What about this? What do you think? True or false?
I think it's false.
False, because of good. Why? Mobilizing funds to the security market is considered as so which one? False, right? And what is the reason? So you don't have answer right now, right? Okay, so keep in mind that if you go for the midterm exam or final examination, when you get the true or false right, so you'll get like 1/3 of the points. For example, like if this question is to point 75 and you get true or false correctly, you will get like 0.25 for the choice, and the rest 0.5 will be given if you give the good explanation. So for this one, anyone support her? Support Wang for this? Khánh Linh?
Because the fundraiser is not directly contribute capital, but he or she is just an intermediary.
Could you repeat again? So you mean mobilizing fund in the security market is?
The fundraiser is not directly contribute capital.
So they are direct.
Because indirectly finance channel, and they are intermediary.
Okay, so the point seems to be like if it's like indirect finance channel, so it should be financial intermediaries. Is that what you say?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So this one you can answer like Khánh Linh. Thank you, Khánh Linh, for that one. You can answer like Khánh Linh, like if it is indirect finance, it's indirect financing channel, so it should be the involvement of the financial intermediaries, for example, like banks, right? And the second option you can answer is that this is direct finance channel. So you point out this one is wrong because it's not indirect, it's direct finance channel. So this is just like very basic one under the first concept that you studied. And I already give you the answer for this, and also small note for you guys on like not all the transactions, right? Not all transactions in the stock market will give an increase in the capital of the borrower. So why so? We will go for it in a few minutes. But before that, please remember for me the definition of security market. What is security market? You don't need to remember this long one. A component of wider financial market with security bought and sold between supply. Okay, this one is long. You don't need to remember this one. Just keep in mind this one for me. Security market. Just basic one, security market. First of all, it's a market, like right, and security market could be broken into this security and market. So security markets is the market to trade security, right? The product here is security among market participants. And so that's all, right? I mean the buyer and seller. Buyers and sellers. So that's very a simple definition, but it covers the main things of the security market, just like the other market, like gold market or like currency market, like house market, right? Housing market. So security market is the market to trade securities among market participants. That's all. No need to put more because you will go for the closed book exam. So you will not be required to give like exact definitions of security markets, but the answer will be assessed based on the understanding of the concept. So for me, I think the second definition here is enough for you guys to remember and to put in the answer if it's needed in the exam. So that's the first one, definition of security market. So we have the characteristic of the security market or the stock market. So in the past time, in the old time, they used particularly the name security market to talk about the security market in general. I mean, talk about the stocks, the bonds, and all other kinds of securities. But nowadays, they can interchangeably use the word stock market to refer to security market as well. So talk about stock market, you will not think of stock only, but stock market including bond as well. But because of the misunderstanding of the name of the terminology here, so we still use like security market and stock market at the same time. And if for the non-academic people, we will still need to use the word security market to make difference between stock and bond and the others like security instrument. So the first one characteristic of the stock market, and we refer here as security market, right? The first one, it's free market, close to perfect competition market. This is free market. It's close to perfect competition market. It's close to, it's not perfect, but it's close to perfect competition market. The second one, it's direct financing channel, for sure, we have learned, right? It's long-term funding. So as long-term funding, so this one understandable because it's trading like long-term kind of instruments, right? But for this one, it's not perfect competition because you know that perfect competition is that you are free to join and free to like leave the market, right? So it's kind of there's some feature like free to join and free to leave the market, no barrier at all. So wait a minute, I will change the word, the color so you can see. No barrier at all. So because of that, we will call it a perfect competition market. But the stock market is referred as just close to perfect competition market because sometimes it's really because of the liquidity in the market, because of the Thanh right? Liquidity in the market, it's like not easy for you guys to leave the market without any fee, right? And sometimes because of the and in the perfect competition market, the market price is determined by the supply and demand in the market. It's fairly determined, right? Fairly determined. It's fairly determined, but sometimes because of the market, so that is the thing in the competition market, but we are not perfect competition market because sometimes the market price is not determined by the supply, by the true supply and demand in the market, but it's manipulated by some market forces. So because of those things, stock market is not considered as like perfect competition market, just close to. Are you guys following up me? Guys, are you okay with this point?
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm talking too fast to you guys, please let me know, right? So we go for more important one here, the one that I will need you guys to keep in mind, so that we'll move to the next one, and then we go back for this one. Because this one will relate to like the segments of the stock market. So we have the roles of the security market, including mobilizing capital for the government, for the companies, for the funds. So the second one, stabilizing macroeconomics, and this one mainly for like helping to implement the monetary policy. The third one, creating liquidity for securities. Could anyone give me the insight of, or not insight, but kind of a thought on liquidity? What is liquidity? What you have learned so far? What you have known? Trung Khánh.
Liquidity is mean like it can easily convert to the money.
Which one converts?
Security can convert
Can be converted.
to money.
Yeah, thank you for that one. Very correct one. So liquidity means that a financial liquidity, talking about the ability of a financial instrument could be converted into cash, right? And high liquidity means that securities, that financial instrument in general, not only securities but also financial instruments, could be converted into cash within a short period of time and with the lowest cost, right? When meaning that you are selling or buying. Okay. What about that one? Selling or buying? What they refer to?
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, I mean, for talking about liquidity, so when we talk about liquidity, we are referring to the selling or buying transaction of the financial instruments.
I think in this case, it will be like selling.
Yeah, selling, right.
Instrument.
You can convert, yeah, right. So you convert the financial instrument into cash, meaning that you want to sell the security for money, for the cash, right? So high liquidity meaning that you can quickly sell the securities with a lower cost, meaning that you can sell the security with a good price. So the amount of money, the process of selling that you will get back will be higher. So, and you can trade that one quickly. So that one will be more liquidity, high liquidity. And create liquidity for security, meaning that it will make that easier for you to sell in the market. And how to get it easier to be sold. So you need to have the one that have demand for the securities, right? And that will be done through the security market. So that's the roles of security market, three of them, three main roles. The first one, mobilizing capital. The second one, stabilizing macroeconomic indicators. The third one, creating the liquidity for the security, make it easy for you guys to sell and sometimes for buy as well. But keep this one in mind. We will go for the market components first, market structure, so that you can know which one of the market, which part of the market plays which role. So we have three of them here, but not three of them appear in own kind of market. So we get back to that one in a few minutes. The first, the next concept for us is market structure. So we have had several ways to divide the market into different segments. We can, based on the method of trading, we will call it like primary market and secondary market. Based on the registrations of the security, we have stock exchange, over the counter, and the next one here is black market or free market. And based on the instruments, we have like market for stocks, market for bond, and market for derivatives and so on. So this one we call bond market. This one we have stock market. We have this one derivatives market, and so on. We have the other market as well, like fund certificate market. So markets for the share of the investment fund. We will go. This one is very clear. The last one is very clear. It's mean like, oh sorry, I make this one wrong. This one stock market. This one bond market. So this one is kind of very clear. There's nothing to discuss about, right? So stock market is for trading stock. Bond market is for trading bond. You cannot bring bonds in stock market to be traded, right? And the remote market as well, fund certificate market as well. So that based on the instruments. For the second one, based on registrations, we have like stock exchange, OTC, and black market. So I need to give you some kind of notes on this. So we'll go for the whiteboard so that I can like give you the information. So the first one here, the second one here, based on the registration, we have like we have the first one stock exchange, the second one OTC, which is called over the counter market, and the last one black market, or we can call it free market. So the first one to keep in mind for me is that okay, I will give you the Vietnamese name of this first. So this one, how do you call this one, guys? You know, right? What's the name of this in Vietnamese? Stock exchange. Vũ, Đức Anh. Is that?
I think stock exchange in Vietnamese means sàn giao dịch.
This one to be exact, Sở Giao dịch and Sở Dịch will manage the exchange floor. Thank you, Đức Anh, Sở Giao dịch chứng khoán. Okay, and this one, thị trường giao dịch qua quầy. Over the counter, right? Just the brand name. And this one, thị trường tự do. Thị trường chợ đen. The same name. So what you need to keep in mind for me is that all of this one are secondary market. So this is secondary market. Thị trường thứ cấp. This one also secondary market. And what do we need to know about secondary market? We will come into a few minutes. The secondary market as well. And this one is called decentralized. Centralized. What is this? Centralized market. Centralized and organized. Centralized, organized, and regulated market for the first one. And this one, the difference is this one is decentralized. Decentralized, organized, and regulated market. Unregulated market. So keep in mind those like features for me. So stock exchange is like centralized, organized, and regulated markets, but OTC is decentralized market. And just copy it down. I will explain in simple like explanation about centralized and decentralized. what are stock exchanges in Vietnam that you know? Do you know any stock exchanges in Vietnam? What do we have in Vietnam? Thảo.
Em thưa cô là Sở Giao dịch Chứng khoán Hà Nội ở Phan Chu Trinh ạ.
And?
Có một cái sở giao dịch chứng khoán ở Hồ Chí Minh nữa nhưng mà em không nhớ nó là gì cả.
Okay. Phan Chu Trinh á? Sở giao dịch chứng khoán Hà Nội ở Phan Chu Trinh à?
Vâng ạ. Có một cái Hà Nội
chỗ Tràng Tiền đấy.
Vâng, ở số 2 Phan Chu Trinh ạ.
Cô chỉ nhớ nó ở khu vực Tràng Tiền đấy thôi. Okay, right. That's correct. I don't know where do I. How should I turn on the whiteboard kind of what is that bar? I don't know how do I. What's happening here?
Perhaps you could help us. You come to town in search of a doctor. What is it?
I have problem here. I cannot turn on the whiteboard bar. I just deleted it. Where is that?
Have some tea.
Oh my god. Các bạn ơi, cô bị tắt mất cái thanh ở trong whiteboard rồi, bây giờ làm sao mà được lên nhỉ? Các bạn nào biết không? Can you just wait a minute? I just cut it down.
Cô chọn vào view option xong chọn cái annotate đi ạ.
View thì chọn là cái gì ấy?
Nó có
Cô
một
thấy nha.
cái thanh ghi là view option ấy ạ. Xong rồi cô bấm vào nó sẽ hiện một cái annotate đi ạ. Xong rồi sẽ hiện ra cái thanh để đấy.
Hard setting meeting control. No, I could not see. Where's that one? Cô không thấy luôn. That one. Okay, I just like close it and then I will open the new one. What? Here. Oh, right. Over here, develop. Okay, so we have here, thank you guys. We have here HNX, all right, Hanoi Stock Exchange. Hanoi Stock Exchange. And we have like HOSE, and in previous time we had the name, abbreviation of HSX. This one, Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange. City Stock Exchange. And this one will, this guy, this one, this will have like, this guy, Hanoi Stock Exchange will manage 2 floors. The first one, HNX, for trading stock with different like kind of features than the other one, Upcom, right? You may see Upcom. So we have 3 floors in particular, and they are called centralized markets because you know that when you make a trade, when you make a buy or sell order, the order will be collected and gathered at Hanoi Stock Exchange or Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange before it's being executed with the other order. So they gather the order in one floor or in one like place before making the transaction done. So we call it centralized. And OTC or over-the-counter market is that when you have an order of buy or sell security, you don't need to deliver the order to the security market, security firm, and the security firm doesn't need to deliver the order to the HNX or Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange to collect all the orders at the stock exchange. But you can make transaction right at the security firm. So this is different, right? It's decentralized because you can make transaction at any point of the trading point. Like trading point here could be the security firm or could be at the investment bank. So it's decentralized because you don't need to gather all the orders at one point or one place to be traded with the other orders. So it's called OTC market, over-the-counter market. And based on the professional terms and requirement of OTC market, Vietnam, we don't have OTC market. You may read the news and you may heard the information from like any kind of mass media, but I would like to warn you that there's no OTC market in Vietnam currently, even though many people using the word OTC for referring the other market of Vietnam. We only have stock exchange and the last one, free market or black market, just like the currency market, the black market, currency market in Ha Trung Street, right? You know Ha Trung, right? So in Ha Trung, Hanoi, we have free market of currency, foreign currency, where people can trade currency without regulation of the authorities in Vietnam. So we also have that stock market in Vietnam as well. So we have those is called as black market or free market, where you need to find the partners also. You need to trade securities also. You need to negotiate for the quantity and the price of the trading also. So that is called free market or black market. No regulation from the market. And if you notice or if you make investment in the stock market, you can see like right now, the HNX applying like how much percent? 10%, right, of the trading band for the security price in one day, and and for this one, and for Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange, it's applied 7% of like the price spread, meaning that in one day the price of the security will fluctuate at the maximum 10% from the last price, and at the 10 plus or minus like 10% from the previous price, or plus or minus 7% from the previous price. So that is kind of regulations on the stock exchange. But for the black market or free market, the price can go forever. One day it can go up 200%, but the other day it can go down for 300 or 400%. There's no regulation at all. So in free market, there's no regulation, so the investor cannot be protected by the law, and the price can fluctuate very high, and it can think of higher risky markets compared to stock exchange. All right. So that's few things about stock exchange, OTC, and black market. We go for the first kind of classification based on the method of trading. We have like secondary, primary market, and secondary market, primary market, and secondary market. What is the Vietnamese name of the first one?
Thị trường sơ cấp.
Right, thị trường sơ cấp. And the second one?
Thị trường thứ cấp.
Good, perfect. Thị trường thứ cấp. Thank you. So we have this one. All right. And like, sorry guys, do you have any questions regarding the first one based on the registration? Do you have any questions? So I think like no. All right. So for the second one, I need to draw out something. No, not there. Okay, I erase something first. So primary market, I will have here. Primary market over here. Primary market, it's easy for you guys, I think. You guys are very quick learners. We have secondary market. And here I will change a little bit. Here we have the issuer. Here we have the investor. And we are studying security markets, right? So remember that we are using the word security, a part of the financial instrument. We have this linkage. Linkages is over here. And it will be difference between secondary market and primary market. And this just divided by 2. All right, we go for the first one. We have the name, issuer of securities, tổ chức phát hành. All right. So the first one that I need you to point out for me, issuer of the security is the seller or the buyer.
The seller?
Good. Yeah. The seller here. And here will be the buyer in this case, all right? And the second one is that the seller here is the saver or the borrower of the capital. They are the saver or the borrower. Borrower. Yeah, borrower. And this guy is the saver who has the money, right? This guy is the saver. So which arrow is for securities and which arrow is for like money? What's the first one, the above one here?
Securities.
Yes, right. Good. Securities, and this one will be for
Money.
yeah, money, right? Money here. So money flying out from investor to the issuer, and this money will be used for operations or investment. So this one will increase the capital of the issuer, right? Capital of the issuer will increase. This guy will increase because of this money, right? Because of this money, make the capital of the issuer increase. Okay, first question for you guys. Who could be the issuer here? Could be the individual. Who could be the issuer of security here?
Business company.
Company, right? Firm?
Yes.
Government.
Government, good. Anyone else? Okay, government.
Householder.
Household, could household borrow money by issuing securities? Could you? Like, I really love to have like big house, but I don't have the money now. So I will think of the way of issuing security, like stock or bond, so that I can collect the money of the other people and to buy me a house or build me a house. Can we do so? No, right? So they will know, like, individuals or households in issuing securities. What is the purpose of the firm for issuing securities? For what purpose?
To get capital.
For what, new?
For capital.
Yeah, to get capital for what?
For what?
Mobilizing capital.
Yeah, it's the same, right? To get capital or mobilize capital for what reason?
For operations of the firms.
Yeah, right. For the operation, to expand the operation of the firm or put money into investment, right? So operation and investment, right? What about the purpose of the government? Why do they issue security?
For the lack of their budget.
Yeah, right. So to cover budget deficits, right? To cover budget deficits. Good point. Very good one. And so it's like they have expense too large that makes into budget deficits, and now they need to cover it, so they will issue bond. And the second is that when do they need to issue bond?
To regulate the financial environment.
So maybe you're right, but that is not function of the government, but that would be more like in the side of the central bank. The policy will be monitored by different entities, and this one will be easily for making public investment. Public investment, like school, roads, right, hospitals, and so on. Yeah, investment fund for investing, making investments. What type of security that firm can issue, guys? Stock, bond, or both? Can you name me? For firms, for government, for investment funds. So next time when you make presentations on the participants of the market, please, for the case of the firm, please point out for me firms in different firms in different legal status. They will have different rights to issue the bond and stock, right? Some of the firm will be able to will be allowed to issue bond and stock, both of them. But sometimes the firm will not be able to issue stock. So please, for the group that takes responsibility for firm part, please point out kind of statutory status of the firm that makes a firm can be able to issue stock or to issue bond or issue both of the channels. And for the case of the government, could they issue stock? Is there any government in the world that already issue stock? And why do they just can't issue bond, right? And for investment fund, they will not issue stock or bond. They will issue certificate, fund certificates, right? So that it will take at home. It will do at home, and then we will go back to that after. And who could be the buyer here? The buyer here could be any. The firm as well, the government as well, the household as well, right? And the household here is the individual, as I mentioned previously. Individuals and the fund as well. So firm here could be the business firms ordinaries and bank as well. So could be considered as a firm, special firm, right? So okay, just banks and insurance companies, anything. Just name here, all here, so that it will not you know, like mistakes. All right. Firm here including like business and thing here as well. So the thing here is that it could be businesses like including banks, insurance firms, like businesses. So to make you like not so confused in it, just wait a minute. Right. So we need to note down like few things for the primary markets first. The first one, this is called raising fund market or market for capital mobilization, because the capital of the issuer will increase after the transaction is done, right? The second one, market, key market participants. Here is the issuer and investor. Trading price. Trading price here will be called offering price or issuing price. Often determined by the issuer. So keep in mind, this one is often determined by the issuer. Not all the time, not all the case, right? Just sometimes it will be determined in different way. Often determined by issuer. It will go for this one like in very detail in chapter 2 or chapter 3, I think chapter 2, secondary market. Key market participant trading price. Trading price is called offering price or issuing price, often determined by the issuer. All right, so that's for the first one, primary market. And now we go for the secondary market. So the thing here is that you are the investor. You buy securities directly from the issuer when they issue in the primary market. And now all of the savings, not in the form of cash, but in the form of security. You are holding security, right? You see the arrow here. You are holding the security. The money already goes to the issuer. But now suddenly you have all of a sudden you have like the needs of using money. For example, maybe there will be like iPhone like 14 or 13 comes out, right? Release, and you want to own it, but now you have no money with you. You just have security. Could you bring the security back to the issuer and ask for the money back? Can you do so? You bring the security back to the issuer and ask the issuer that I don't want to hold the security any longer. Just give me money back. All right, could you do so? Is there any case that you can do that? Bring the money to the issuer and ask for return my money back. You have learned law, right? Fundamentals of law. Do you have any idea on this? Can we do so? No? You don't know, or you don't understand my question? Let's see. Huyền Trang, is Huyền Trang here?
Yeah. I don't understand the.
So if we have like the need of using money, but now we just have security with us, could we bring the security back to the issuer and ask for the money back?
No.
No. So what could we do to have the money?
We should sell for the other investor.
Okay, very good one. Yeah, thank you, Chang, for that one. Very good. So there's always choice. That will be exceptional case, but I will go to it in like next as the lecture. But right now we assume that there's no optional, so exceptional case here. So when the investor needs the money, their only option for them to do is that to sell the security to the other investor in the market and get the money back. They cannot go to the issuer and require the issuer to return the money to them, because the issuer already put the money into operation and investment, and I use the money in long term, right? You cannot go to me in 1 day, 2 days, or 1 month to ask my money back, because the money already in the operation, in investment. I cannot collect it on back right away, right? So from the side of the issuer, they will not have any like obligations or responsibility to return the money to you based on the law. So the only choice for you is that you will use that security to sell out to the other investor in the market. So that if we have the link here, this will be done only in the secondary market. So this one will be securities, right? And this one will be for money. By this, you can take the money back to use for the all reasons or purpose. So we will have something here equivalent to the one in primary market. This one is called market for liquidity, or liquidity creation market. Key market participants are investors versus investor. And the trading price here is called market price, and things that you will see in Vietnamese will be thị giá, determined by the market process. I mean demand and supply in the market, right? Demand and supply is in the market. Oh, what is that? What happened here? Oh, what is this? Okay, I will rewrite it. Sorry. Market for liquidity, or what's that? Liquidity creation market. And the key participants, they are investors and investors. And the trading price called market price determined thị giá, right? Thị giá determined by the market forces, supply and demand. All right. not by the issuer. All right, so we need liquidity creation market, investor and investor. We have market price here. All right, you can see like the flow of the money or capital, the money here, right? It's not flying to the issuer. It's just flying between the investor here, from this investor to the other investor. So the money in the secondary market will not go back to the issuer. So that the secondary market is not the market for raising funds for the issuer, right? And it creates a liquidity because like without the investor over here, without the investor over here, you cannot sell out the security and you cannot transfer the security into cash so that you don't have liquidity for the security. Because of that, so secondary market is the market for liquidity. The liquidity of the securities is high or low depending on this investor, right? In this case, in the secondary market, this investor will take the role of the seller, and this investor will take the role of the buyer, right? This one will be supply side here in the secondary market, and this one will be the demand side of the market, right? So to increase or decrease the liquidity of the security, that will be the role of the demand side. If the demand side is huge, right? A lot of people would like to buy the securities, but the number of securities is limited. So the demand side will compete with each other to get the security. So you can sell security very quickly with a good price because they compete each other to have the security. But if the securities have very low demand, so not many people would like to buy the share, then you will be like, yeah, they would like to buy the share, but then the price they pay you is not good enough, so the supply side will not deliver the share, and then the liquidity is not high as much, right? And the price not good, so I will not do the transaction. So to wait for the good price, maybe you will wait for some time, so you cannot transfer the security into cash very quickly. That will be the situation of the secondary market. So by adjusting or by changing the demand and supply size in the market, then the liquidity of the security will be created. But there's no additional money for the issuer. That's why this market will not change. Any transaction in the secondary market will not change the capital of the issuer. But what will change at the issuer, guys? The capital, the amount of capital will not change because of the secondary market transaction. But what will change from the side of the issuer? Do you think of anything? Tang, do you have any idea of this? So Tang is not here. That.
No, you asked which Tang is two Tang here.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's.
You didn't notice. Okay, just you. So you just spoke up. So, Việt Thành.
I think the change of the sign will each year. I think maybe the price of each stock, one stock or one bond.
Yeah, but it's market price for sure that the issuer cannot control, right? I mean, in the form of like the capital, secondary market transaction will not affect the issuer capital, right? It will not make the capital increase, but also it will not make the capital of the issuer decrease. But what changed?
I haven't think it yet.
Okay, thank you. So anyone? What changed from the side of issuer? let's say this one A. So this guy is A, all right? Let's assume this guy is A. Investor A. It could be many, but just say they are A. And this one B, right? And the amount of money here, just say like 10 million, let's say, Vietnamese dong. And this guy substituted with the same amount. Just like make this assumption, because sometimes they can substitute with a lower or higher price, right? Value. So if, whatever, 20 million. So if this happens, so in the primary market, the issuer can collect 10 billion Vietnamese dong, right? In the secondary market, after buying this one and hold the security for some period of time, I can sell in the market with a value of 20 billion. So for sure, this one 20 billion will go to A. And the money that issuer achieves still like 10. No change in that value of 10. But now the one that before that, A is the one own 10 billion in the firm. But now B will be the one that owns like 10 billion. So you see the problem here is that secondary market will not change the capital of the firm, but it will change the structure of the ownership structure, right? Instead of A, now B will be the one that put the money into the firm, into the issuer. So A is no longer the owner of 10 billion, but now it's shifted to B. So B here is the one that owning that 10 billion. And why it's 10 billion? Because but not 20 billion, because the amount of money is that like the cap record in the firm balance sheet is based on the face value, and the face value of the firm of the shares in Vietnam right now, the face value, mệnh giá, this one will be recorded in terms of mệnh giá, face value. It's a fixed number, 10,000 Vietnamese dong per share. And the capital increase will be recorded into charter capital, vốn điều lệ. And charter capital will be face value times number of firm shares. So keep this one in mind. So because it's recorded based on the face value, which is 10,000 and fixed for every single share in Vietnam for any time. So regardless the change in the market price, the charter capital will not increase. All right. So the charter capital will increase if the number of the firm share increase, and the number of firm share increase only by issuing in the primary market. So secondary market, keep in mind that this one will be market for trading issued shares or trading shares issued from the primary market. And this one called outstanding shares or the old share. And because of this, so in the primary market, we will call this one market for trading new share. Or issuing share. All right, guys. Regarding this one, do you have any questions? Are you guys all clear? So I will make like some true or false questions over here so that you can think of it. Any transaction, in stock market will make share capital increase. Get it, put it in the security market. And stock market. Primary security market. Eileen, I saw 10 billion, 10 billion value of BBC shares, HPG shares, QA, this, and note, HPG transfer capital to stock, calls, causing HPG capital to fall 5, X by 10 billion value of HPG shares, making HPG what is this? Okay. Making HPG charter capital to increase. Okay, guys, so these are 2 questions to answer. True or false very quickly. So I will give you 5 minutes break first, and then I will get back to you at 8:16 for the answer to those true or false questions. All right. See you guys in 5 minutes. Hello guys, do you have answer to my questions? Anyone volunteer to answer?
Finally been paid, I see it, Georgia. I guess I owe you some kind of thanks. This is the most successful job I have ever done.
Are you sure we should have come back?
It's your home.
Where is everyone?
Are you guys getting back here?
It's all right.
Let me call someone to answer. Who needs to answer? Khánh Huyền for the first one.
It is false
False. Why?
because any transactions in security market can be the transaction in the secondary market. So it will not make the trader capital increase.
Okay, good. Very good point. Perfect answer. So false because transaction here could be the one in the secondary market, and those in the secondary market will not make sure share capital increase. Good. Thank you. Khánh Huyền, second one. Vũ Hà Ly. Am I calling you right? Hà Ly?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, very perfect. So what is the
I
answer?
think
to
for
second
number
one?
2, the answer is false and the same explanation with the first one.
The same explanation for the first one. All right. So if that, what about the number 3?
So that means you're back.
It was never my home.
Khánh Linh?
The number 3 is true.
True. Because
But in a primary security market, the investor give the money for insurer for investing in operating so that the capital increase.
okay, good point. CMC not perfectly correct. Anyone that have the answer? It's true that in the secondary market, the investor will give the money for the issuer to the firm, and then the capital of the firm will increase. But here I'm asking about charter capital, right? Charter capital of the firm will increase. So, 4 điều này. Charter capital is part of equity, right? Equity capital. So this one is not true. This one's false. Anyone figure it out why it's false? I'll give 1 bonus point for anyone that have the answer for this. Directly to the component grid, 1 bonus point.
Michelle, what's 72 times 35?
Number
Khánh Huyền.
2 or number 3?
Number 3.
Michelle, what's 92 times 13?
I mean, like if the issuer buy
What's 69 times 69?
Khánh Huyền, are you answering? I could not hear you.
Michelle, what's 500?
Can you hear me clearly?
All right, now it's okay.
So if the issuer buy the security from the investor, so this will not make the trader capital increase. Instead,
But
they sorry.
Again, sorry.
If the issuer rebuy the security from the investor, so the trader capital can be decreased.
There will be no such case like that. If the issuer buy the security from the investor, so the issuer could not do this one in the primary market, because the primary market will be for the new share, right? And if you buy security from the investor, so the security now become the old share already, and you buy back from the investor, that will be done only in the secondary market, and issuer will take the role of investor. So you pick out the very good one here, but it's not the answer for this. Thank you, Khánh Huyền, for that one. So one thing that you need to keep in mind here is the one that made you guys confused a lot. Like here, our primary market will be for trading new shares, the one that haven't existed in the markets before. And secondary market for trading the share already issued from the primary market. So after issuing in the primary market, the share will be brought to the secondary market for repurchase and retrading. So if the issuer buy back the security from the investor, that transaction will be done in the secondary market. That's a good point. Yeah, so I just need to mention for you guys, but not the answer for this one. Not the answer for the number 3. So anyone can give me the other answer for number 3, the explanation, I mean. One bonus point awaiting you guys. So you give up? If you give up, I will give you answer right now. Minh Phạm.
I think the transaction in primary securities market will make the equity capital increase instead of charter capital.
Yeah, why?
Because I can explain clearly.
Why?
Can I speak in Vietnamese?
Okay.
Vì em nghĩ là cái vốn điều lệ là cái mà chủ sở hữu đưa vào để góp vốn để trở thành chủ sở hữu của công ty. Còn cái vốn chủ sở hữu là cái khoản mà nghĩa là kiếm được vốn chủ sở hữu là khoản mà là trong quá trình hoạt động của công ty, hoạt động kinh doanh của công ty mà kiếm lại được ấy ạ.
Nhưng mà bà đã hỏi charter capital cơ mà.
Thì em nghĩ là cái primary securities thì nó sẽ làm tăng vốn chủ sở hữu chứ không phải là tăng vốn điều lệ.
Nó là tăng vốn điều lệ là cái chắc chắn. Bởi vì em nhìn công thức vốn điều lệ nhé. Vốn điều lệ thì bằng face value nhân với number of the share đúng không? Ở cái phần cuối cô viết đây này. Face value nhân với number of the share đúng không? Như vậy là firm share face value không thay đổi là 10.000 rồi. Một cổ phiếu bắt đầu có mệnh giá là 10.000. Thì cái number of firm share này nếu như nó tăng thì cái charter capital này sẽ tăng. Và đã gọi là issue trên primary market ấy. Thì khi issue tức là số lượng chứng khoán sẽ tăng hay giảm mà em? Tăng đúng không? Như vậy thằng chứng khoán này tăng thì cái vốn điều lệ chắc chắn tăng. Vốn điều lệ lại tăng thì vốn điều lệ này là một cấu phần của vốn chủ sở hữu. Thì vốn chủ sở hữu nó có vốn điều lệ chính là vốn gốc của chủ sở hữu này, có lợi nhuận để lại này, có thặng dư vốn cổ phần, có các quỹ đúng không? Đấy, thì cái thằng vốn điều lệ này là một bộ phận của vốn chủ sở hữu. Thì vốn điều lệ tăng có thể làm cho vốn chủ sở hữu tăng. Nhưng có những trường hợp vốn điều lệ tăng nhưng vốn chủ sở hữu không tăng. Còn trong trường hợp này là phát hành nhưng lại không làm vốn điều lệ tăng. Vì sao? Phát hành trên thị trường chứng khoán sơ cấp mà lại không làm cho vốn chủ sở hữu tăng. Vì sao? Chưa đúng. Có bạn nào trả lời nữa không? No one? So I will give that. Đặng Hà.
I think it's because this share is from A, not from SPG, so it cannot make the charter capital to raise or fall. I think so.
Number 3, I'm asking number 3.
Em nhầm câu 4 của. Xin lỗi.
Okay. Number 3. Okay, Hiền.
I think the transaction that sell in buy bond will not increase the charter capital, but increase the debt of the issuers.
Yeah, perfectly right. So if this one, thank you, Hiền. So if this one is the bond transactions, right? Securities securities here could be bond, could be stock, right? If we issue stock, so that will come to the charter capital, will come to the equity capital. But if we issue stock, the capital of the firm increase, but that is the debt capital, right? Not equity capital. So this one, equity capital. Very good point. Equity capital and bond as bonds here is the debt capital, right? Good. So I will note down for you Hiền. Lê Thu Hiền, right?
Yes.
All right. So let's see. Lê Thu Hiền. One bonus point. This one. All right. That's a very good point. Number 4, A sao that Hà just answer, right? Sorry, that Hà, could you answer again?
I think it's 4 because A shall 10 billion value to B, so this share is just outstanding share or old share, so it don't make the share capital to raise or increase.
Okay, thank you. Very good one. So this is like secondary market transactions, right? Okay, good point for secondary market transactions. Number 5, Dad, could you answer?
I think it's false.
False, because?
Because it can be secondary market, so it cannot make the charter capital to increase.
Good, thank you for that one. It could be done in secondary market. So for the first one, for the number 4, it's a clearly secondary market, right? But for number 5, it will be a possibility that like this will be done in the secondary market as well from the other investor, right? So it could not make the charter capital increase if it's done in the secondary market. Very good points, guys. Okay, so that's done for the primary market and secondary market. So keep this one in mind for me, because since you have learned this, you need to keep in mind that not all the transaction in the secondary market, not all the transaction in the stock market will make the charter capital of will make the charter capital or the capital of the firm increase. Like many people, I have learned that many people saying like when you make the transactions in the stock exchange, like City and Hanoi Stock Exchange, you can like create money for the issuer. There's no case like that because those are secondary markets, right? So you need to understand the concept of particular markets so that you can understand the way that the market function and the way that we can like get influence in the market. For example, like we cannot, the monetary policy, right? The monetary policy easing monetary policy or tightening monetary policy will have the impact on the firm, on the money that the firm can like use in the future. But that will be the functions of central bank, and they can enhance the efficiencies of the money market through the stock exchange, but indirectly, not directly, because the stock exchange has no responsibility of creating money for the firm, right? Just by issuing or announce about the monetary policy easing or tightening, that can affect investor behavior. And the investor behavior is that they in the supply side, in the demand side, or they can put security in the supply side, and it can affect the reputation and the trading of the security of the firm, and then the firm can mobilize more fund or less fund in the primary market. So it's just indirect channel. Regarding this, I have one statement for you guys to answer. Let me erase, clear all drawings. So statement is this. This is statement, not true or false one. Primary primary market is, let me think of the word. Support the development of secondary market. The opposite is not true. Meaning that the secondary market I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I put it wrong. The development of secondary market support the development of primary market. The opposite is not true, meaning that the development of primary market will not certainly lead to the development of secondary market. So this is statement. The development of secondary market support the development of primary market. So we need to define, to explain for that, we need to define the development of secondary market, meaning that the liquidity of the securities is good, right? And liquidity of the securities is good because they have like abundant numbers of demand of the buyers, right? And development of primary market, meaning that the like issuance of security is good, meaning that like successfully issue or sell all the share they plan to issue. So this one meaning that abundant number of buyers is available, right? Okay, so for this one, I just explain very shortly for you guys is that for the first one, development of secondary market support the development of primary market. So you have learned from previous like whiteboard drawing of me, right? That the investor, as an investor, you can buy the security from the secondary market, you can buy security from the primary market. So if the secondary market of a particular securities is very good, it's very developing, meaning that the liquidity of the security is good, meaning that a lot of people in the market are likely to buy the share so that it can sell the share with a very good price in a short period of time, right? And there's abundant number of buyers, meaning that they have huge demand for security. So if there is an issue in the primary market, those people in the secondary market can move to the primary market to buy the share. Then the issue can successfully sell on the share in the primary market. So that's the first kind of statement. But the second one is not right, meaning that if you can issue, like you can successfully issue the share in the primary market, you can sell all the share in the primary market, but that is the demand in the primary market. And the primary market should appear when the firm has the need to issue, and then after that, primary markets will disappear. for people that buy securities in the primary market, after the primary market, they will bring the security to the secondary market to be traded. But if in the secondary market, after the issue of the firm, they don't have like the need of buying the security any longer, then they will not buy security from you, right? Then the development of the secondary market, the potential high of the potential development of liquidity of the share will not be assured. So the first one is right, but the second one is not right all the time. Are you clear of this one? All right, guys. So I had no response. So assume like you guys understand. All right. The next part is participants. So this one I already allowed the task for you guys. So I'll wait for the presentations next week. Then I will move to the next one, the performance of the market, of the security market. We have bull market is increasing market and bear market decreasing market. So this one you should need to kind of like study at home for me. Yes. And I will introduce you guys the stock price board first. I bring you to the price board right now. Wait a minute, I will open it. That's a lot of information that you can read out from the primary market, from the price board. Price board. I'm trying to looking for the price board that has the price right now, but seems like it's not the time for trading. So there's no available. SSCC. What's happening? Okay, there's not like time for the market to open, so I cannot load the price board for you. So I will just use the one here, all right? I will just use the one here. So there's not of information that you can like know from the price board here. That's on the price board given for security listed the share on stock exchange. Like we have like HOSE, Ho Chi Minh City, HNX, Hanoi Stock Exchange, and Upcom here, all right? And there will be the information like this symbol is a firm shares code or firm share sticker. Sometimes we call it sticker of the firm share. And the yellow color here is reference price. Okay, so I will write out for you guys. Just wait a minute. Oh, what's this? Reference price. This one. reference price giá tham chiếu bằng previous trading day, previous closing price, giá đóng cửa, ngày giao dịch trước. And we have sell is for selling price. Selling price. Selling, not selling. Selling price. Giá trần. This one will be equal to reference price times 1 plus price spread. And we have floor price. Floor for floor price. Giá sàn. This one will be equal to reference price plus 1 minus price spread. And remember that as I tell you before, 10% price spread for HNX, Upcom, for Ho Chi Minh City Stock Exchange, HNX, and Upcom is like 7%, 10%, and 15%. So this one is maximum fluctuation of the price in a particular day. Previous closing price. So trading day, ngày giao dịch from Monday to Friday, and excluding national holidays. All right. So trading time from 9 a.m. until usually full week for 2:45 p.m. So usually it will be like that. You will study this one, like particularly in chapter 3 when we reach the concept of secondary market. For HNX, the time here will be lasting to 3 o'clock instead of 2:45 for some additional period. All right. So we have bid. Here is the buy order. I will call it buyer. Ask for sell order or the seller. And match here là khớp lại là completed order or executed order. And match. Okay, so for those that already make investment in the stock market, so this kind of like basic concept is not new to you, but for those that have not chance to join the market, so this is the term that you need to remember when you look the price for it. And like for joining the stock market is very easy and take you not so many money. So to have more incentive to study, so you can put some money into the stock market. You can open a trading account and then you put money in, you buy security, so you have chance of trading in the market. So you just need to put in like 50. No, now could not be 50, but you need to put, because now the trading size of the market is increased. So you need to put more money. So sorry for that one. Now you need to put at least like 200,000 Vietnamese đồng for trading. In the past, you just need to put in like 50,000 Vietnamese đồng is enough for a trading, but now it's 200 because the quantity of the securities that you need to trade is increasing. So the match here is for those that already done. So we have the price and we have the volume and we have the changes in the price. So I will show this one up so you can see here. The match column here, including price column, volume, and change in the price. For example, like BIDV, a bid here, BIDV share. The share are trading at the price of 27,000 Vietnamese đồng per share, and there are like 236 lots already traded. Lot ở đây là lô already traded. So this is done transactions, right? And the bid columns and the ask column here, they are the orders in the market that is not matched to anyone, meaning that these guys are waiting in the market for the good price to be matched with each other. And they have only 6 columns here with the volume 1, price 1, volume 2, price 2, volume 3, price 3, and the same here because the size of the price board is limited. So the market cannot bring all the orders to be appear in the price board. Just some of the information appear here, and here they chose the most like preferable bid orders and the most preferable good ask order to bring up here. For example, like a lot of the orders with the different price given in the demand side. So they will have the price like 26.95, 26.9, and 26.8, and maybe 26.7 for 26.5, and so on. So, but we don't have space to put all of them here. So in the bid order, they will make the good bid order to appear to be prioritized to appear here. So the buy order with good price, meaning that the buy order with the higher price will be appear here. And in the ask side, the sell order with the lowest price will be appear here. Because from the buyer side, right? If you would like to buy the share, you want to buy the share with a cheap price. So the sell order with the good price, meaning that the sell order with the lower price will be appear here in the price board. And from the side of the seller, you want to sell the share with the good price, meaning that you want to sell the share with the high price, right? So you will prefer to sell share for those that bid the good price, meaning that bid with the high price. So from the bid side, the market will make those with high price to appear. So by seeing the bid and ask, you can make the investment order, the trading order yourself. For example, like if you are the potential order, buyer, right? You want to buy the share, for example, like BIDV share. So what could be the price that you will put here so that you can buy the share very quickly? You can see like in the bid side here, those putting the price of 26.95, 26.9, 26.8 cannot make the order. So cannot make the order because the lowest selling price is 27. So cannot buy because the price is not good enough. So if you would like to buy, you have to look at the ask column here. So they have the price of selling price of 27, 27.05, 27.2, right? So if you want to make buy order to be transacted very quickly, you should make the buy order with the price of 27. So it can be matched with 27 price seller, right? So that is the way that you read the price board. Do you have any questions regarding this that you need to know to make the practical like experience in the market? Anyone that make investment already? No? Lớp mình đã có bạn nào đầu tư chưa hả lớp mình? Chưa ai à?
Me, Khôi.
Phạm Minh Hải.
Yeah.
Do you earn a lot of money?
$1,000.
$1,000. Good. How much money you earn? How much percentage of the return?
Double.
Double of them.
Yes.
Good. So you can train the other people in the class to have experience with their market. All right. So this year could be a little bit harder, but maybe for the later half of the year, it could be good for the investor to put money into the market to earn some big money. So hope you guys have like good experience with the market. So we still have some time left. I will move you guys to the next one, security. Before you go before you leave the class today. Khánh, do you have any questions?
Can you repeat the matching between the bid and ask again?
All right, sorry for that. Here, I can give you explanation in Vietnamese for you at this point. So, okay. Đây, ví dụ như này, match ở đây là của việc khớp lệnh. Thì cuộc khớp lệnh ở đây nó sẽ hiển thị ra cái giá khớp lệnh và cái khối lượng khớp lệnh tính đến thời điểm hiện tại. Cô ví dụ như tại thời điểm hiện tại ở đây là cô lấy từ khá lâu rồi. Hiện nay thì cái thị trường nó chưa giao dịch cho nên là cái bảng của nó bị trống trơn, các bạn không nhìn thấy. Và đang trong khoảng 9 giờ thì các bạn có thể vào, các bạn có thể xem cái giá dự kiến trong phiên mở cửa đối với sàn Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh, hoặc là giá khớp lệnh luôn đối với sàn Hà Nội, bởi vì Hà Nội nó không có phiên mở cửa, nó khớp lệnh luôn ấy. Thì cái giá ở đây ví dụ như là mã cổ phiếu của BIDV chẳng hạn, biết ở đây giá giao dịch là 27, tức là hiện nay thị trường đang giao dịch cổ phiếu này với giá 27. Cái ra lệnh cuối cùng vừa mới thực hiện xong là được khớp lệnh với giá 27 và khối lượng được giao dịch là 236 lô. Thì trước đây một lô của sàn Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh là 10 cổ phiếu, một lô, nhưng hiện nay thì nó đã nâng lô lên là 100 cổ phiếu một lô. Đó thì tùy theo cái đơn vị cổ phiếu thì em sẽ tính ra được là 236 lô này tương ứng với bao nhiêu cổ phiếu. Thì đây là cái khối lượng khớp lệnh được tính đến thời điểm mà nó hiện thị cái thông tin này trên bảng giá. Và trong cái phần này thì có bên bid ở đây là bên đặt lệnh đặt mua, và bên ask ở đây là bên lệnh đặt bán. Thì ở đây cô vừa mới nói với các bạn đấy là cái bid và ask này nó sẽ hiển thị các cái unmatched order, tức là lệnh này đang hiện có trên thị trường nhưng ở đang trong trạng thái chờ vì chưa khớp lệnh được với thằng nào khác. Thì tại sao lại chờ? Thì các bạn nhìn ở đây, bid ở đây nó sẽ hiển thị các lệnh mua, ba nhóm lệnh mua có giá mua tốt nhất trên thị trường. Còn bên phía ask này nó sẽ hiển thị các lệnh bán có các cái nhóm lệnh bán có giá bán tốt nhất hiện có trên thị trường. Thì tốt nhất bên mua và tốt nhất bên bán là như thế nào? Thì phải đứng ở góc độ của bên người còn lại, tức là các bạn là người mua thì các bạn luôn muốn mua giá tốt, tức là mua với giá rẻ, đúng không nào? Như vậy khi các bạn đặt lệnh mua, các bạn sẽ nhìn vào bên cột của thằng bán này, xem là các thằng bán này đang bán giá nào là giá tốt nhất. Vì vậy cho nên là bên bán này sẽ hiển thị các cái lệnh bán đang có giá thấp nhất hiện có trên thị trường. Như vậy thì không phải là BIDV này chỉ có những ông bán với giá 27, 27.05 và 27.2, mà nó có những cái giá bán khác nữa. Ví dụ như là có những lệnh bán với giá 27.3, 4, 5, miễn là giá bán sẽ dao động trong khung trần sàn này, đúng không nào? Vậy thì bên bán nó sẽ hiển thị là các lệnh bán hiện có trên thị trường nhưng đang bán với giá thấp nhất hiện nay là bao nhiêu, những lệnh bán có giá thấp nhất hiện nay là bao nhiêu. Thì có những lệnh bán giá thấp nhất là 27, 27.5 và 27.2. Tức là nếu như mà bây giờ các bạn mua thì các bạn sẽ mua được với giá thấp nhất hiện nay là 27, nếu như mà chắc chắn là muốn mua được. Còn muốn mua với cái giá thấp hơn là dưới 27 thì không có, bởi vì hiện nay trên thị trường là lệnh bán thấp nhất là hiện nay đang là 27 rồi, không có lệnh bán nào với giá 26.9 cả, ví dụ như thế. Còn đối với người bán thì người bán sẽ thích bán giá cao, đúng không nào? Bán cho anh mua, anh nào mà trả giá mua cao hơn thì tôi sẽ bán cho anh đó trước. Như vậy đóng từ góc độ của người bán thì người bán sẽ nhìn vào phía của bên phía cầu, đang cầu với giá là bao nhiêu. Thì bên phía bid này sẽ hiển thị các giá mua có giá tốt nhất hiện có trên thị trường. Như vậy trong hàng loạt các anh mua thì tôi chọn những anh nào có giá mua tốt nhất, tôi hiển thị lên bảng trước đã. Vậy thì anh có giá mua tốt nhất hiện nay đối với mã BIDV này thì là có giá 26.95 này, 26.9 này, và 26.8. Như vậy không có ai đang trả giá mua cao hơn giá 26.95 cả, mà cao nhất ở đây chỉ có là 26.95 thôi. Rất nhiều anh trả giá 29.6.7, nhưng mà đương nhiên là từ góc độ người mua thì tôi sẽ phải cân nhắc bán cho anh cái giá cao nhất trước, đúng không? Bán cho cái anh trả giá mua cao nhất trước, đó là 26.95. Như vậy nhìn vào đây các bạn thấy được rằng là cái anh 26.95 này ấy, hiện nay đang ở cái cột bid này, chứ không khớp được, là bởi vì anh ấy chỉ mua có giá 26.95 thôi, trong khi thằng bán thấp nhất là giá 27. Trên hai anh này không bao giờ khớp được với nhau, cho nên bên cột bán mới có người đặt giá 27 và bên cột mua mới có người đặt giá 26.95, đúng không? Như vậy nếu bây giờ các bạn muốn là người mua thì các bạn đặt giá nào để các bạn mua được luôn, đúng không? Thế thì các bạn không thể đặt giá 26.95 được, bởi vì cái thằng 26.95 còn đang chờ kìa. Thì các bạn đặt giá 26.95 thì các bạn cũng vào đấy các bạn ngồi chờ đâu. Vậy thì các bạn muốn mua được nhanh thì các bạn phải đặt giá ít nhất là bao nhiêu? 27. Còn các bạn thích tiền to các bạn đặt 28 cũng được, chả sao cả. 28 không được bởi vì nó giá chân là 29.6, đúng không? Được, đúng rồi, là 28 thì được. Nhưng mà không cần thiết, bởi vì nếu như các bạn chỉ muốn mua một số lượng ít cổ phiếu thôi thì các bạn muốn mua thì dù là muốn mua nhanh nhưng cũng muốn mua giá tốt, mua giá rẻ, đúng không? Thì mình cứ đặt 27 đã. 27 không hết thì bắt đầu là lên thêm 27.05, 27.2, đúng không? Đấy. Thì đấy là cách mà các bạn nhìn thông tin bảng giá để các bạn đưa ra quyết định đầu tư. Còn ngày mà có giá cổ phiếu màu đỏ như thế này, tức là ngày hôm nay giá cổ phiếu đang được giao dịch thấp hơn giá tham chiếu, tức là thấp hơn giá ngày hôm trước, thì nó sẽ có hiển thị là màu đỏ. Còn ngày hôm nay mà giao dịch thấp hơn ngày hôm trước mà thấp đến mức giá sàn ấy thì nó sẽ có cái màu xanh giá trời này. Còn nếu như hôm nay là ngày tăng giá, tức là giá cổ phiếu hôm nay đang được giao dịch cao hơn giá tham chiếu, tức là cao hơn giá đóng cửa ngày hôm trước, thì nó sẽ có màu xanh lá cây như ở phần trên đây, ở cái phần VN Index này, 68 mã tăng này. Đấy. Còn nếu như mà nó tăng đến mức kịch trần như thế này thì nó sẽ có giá cổ phiếu sẽ có cái mã cổ phiếu nó sẽ hiển thị ở cái dạng là màu tím. Ví dụ như HSG ở đây là giảm kịch sàn đây này. Đấy, cũng chẳng còn ai mua luôn, không ai thèm mua luôn. Đấy. Thì cũng sẽ có những cái mã cổ phiếu nó giao dịch ở cái như thế. Rồi là sẽ có những cái trường hợp các bạn sẽ thấy ví dụ như HSG này không có ai mua luôn, phản ánh cái gì về nhu cầu cổ phiếu của công ty này. Rồi là có những thời điểm mà không ai bán luôn thì các bạn đánh giá là cổ phiếu này còn tăng nữa hay là giảm tiếp, đúng không? Đấy, thì đấy là những cách mà các bạn có thể, những thông tin các bạn có thể lôi ra được từ việc các bạn xem cái bảng giá. Được chưa Lê Bình? Ok chưa nhỉ?
Cô có cái advice nào hôm nay nên đầu tư cái nào không ạ?
Ui rồi, hôm nay nên đầu tư cái nào mà chắc chắn ăn luôn thì cô không ngồi đây giảng với các bạn đâu. Nguyên tắc là như thế này, không ai bắt được đỉnh và không ai bắt được đáy của thị trường cả. Không ai chắc chắn được mã cổ phiếu nào tăng mà không ai chắc chắn được mã cổ phiếu nào giảm cả. Tất cả chỉ là suy đoán thôi. Cho nên là nếu may mắn thì bắt được đáy, nếu may mắn thì bán được vùng đỉnh. Còn không ai chắc chắn được đâu nhé. Còn các bạn mà nghe thấy ai bảo là tôi bắt đáy được, vào đây tôi tư vấn cho là điều hết. Và các bạn nghe tư vấn thì các bạn sẽ biết là tốt khoe, xấu che, đúng không? Đấy, lúc mà người ta đầu tư lãi người ta sẽ khoe ra, lúc người ta đầu tư lỗ người ta sẽ khoe ra. Cho nên đầu tư để lấy kinh nghiệm nhé. Cô khuyến khích ở lớp mình cứ bỏ tiền ra đầu tư thôi. Các bạn chỉ cần tính đơn giản như thế này. Để tham gia đầu tư trên thị trường, như bạn vừa nãy cô không nhớ bạn gì nhỉ? Hiền à? Hay là Hiền hay gì đấy? Cô không nhớ. Hải đúng không? Đấy, đầu tư khoảng 1.000 đô thì cũng được. Đã từng có bạn trong lớp cô dạy các bạn đã đầu tư khoảng 5.000 thì cũng được. Thế là tùy theo quy mô tiền của các bạn, nhưng các bạn phải cân nhắc như sau. Đầu tiên thị trường chứng khoán là một cái đầu tư có khả năng sinh lợi lớn, ví dụ như là nó có thể kiếm được 50%, double tài khoản đúng không? 100%. Nhưng mà rủi ro cũng sẽ rất là cao, no free lunch đúng không? Như vậy là risk đi cùng với return. Thì rủi ro rất là cao, thì để các bạn chỉ lấy trải nghiệm đối với thị trường thôi ấy, các bạn chưa có kinh nghiệm để đầu tư tốt chẳng hạn, sinh lợi ổn định chẳng hạn, thì các bạn chỉ lấy trải nghiệm thôi, thì các bạn phải xác định là cái tiền các bạn bỏ vào coi như là mất luôn. Thì các bạn đầu tư trading để lấy kinh nghiệm thì có giảm giá chứng khoán các bạn cũng không tiếc. Thì ví dụ như một tháng các bạn có được bố mẹ cho chi tiêu khoảng 5 triệu hoặc 2 triệu các bạn chẳng hạn, thì các bạn chỉ bỏ khoảng 10% hoặc cùng lắm là 20% ra để các bạn đưa vào tài khoản các bạn đầu tư thôi. Như vậy coi như là mình bỏ 500.000 vào đầu tư mà mất hết thì mình không tiếc. mình đầu tư để mình lấy trải nghiệm, đúng không? Chứ còn nếu các bạn có 10 triệu, các bạn bỏ hết 10 triệu vào đầu tư, thì khi đấy cái câu chuyện đầu tư mua cổ phiếu mã nào, bán cổ phiếu mã nào rất đau đầu với các bạn, và nó sẽ ảnh hưởng đến tâm lý các bạn và ảnh hưởng đến việc học, ảnh hưởng đến các công việc khác của các bạn. Được nào? Cho nên là kể cả sau này các bạn đi làm, các bạn coi đầu tư là một kênh để kiếm thêm thu nhập của các bạn cũng thế. Mình chỉ bỏ từ 5 cho đến 10 hoặc là cùng lắm là 20% tổng thu nhập của mình vào đầu tư thôi. Còn lại cái đồng tiền khác mình phải phân bổ đa dạng hóa vào các cái kênh khác để kiếm cái để đa dạng hóa cái danh mục của mình và đảm bảo cái nguồn thu cho thu nhập của mình. Đấy. Không nên đầu tư hết tiền nhé. Đấy, cho nên là bây giờ các bạn có thể bỏ 500.000 vào đầu tư được, thoải mái, mua bán cho nó mạnh tay, đúng không? Thích thì mua, thích thì bán, để xem là có những lệnh gì trên thị trường. Có rất nhiều lệnh trên thị trường, thì đến khoảng chương 3 cô sẽ nói cụ thể với các bạn, nó rất là hay nhé. Được chưa lớp mình? Thì thôi hôm nay học thế thôi nhỉ. Tuần sau thì cô sẽ đi cụ thể vào các loại chứng khoán cho các bạn sau. Hey guys, thank you for listening and goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
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 Goodbye.